Tropics.
So my daughter woke up this morning. She's like, "Mom, it's almost Christmas. It's November
it is.
1st."
Right. That's right
And
around
it
the
feels
corner.
like it's
And
90 degrees
Carrie
outside.
was all over social media. She's singing. She's
Yeah,
already ready
yeah,
to
it's almost here.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yep, that's right.
But it
it's
doesn't
coming.
feel like it.
No, it doesn't feel like it. But we've had Christmases here in Jacksonville. I mean, just the dozen or so years I've been here, where we've been around 90 degrees
Yeah.
around Christmas. So maybe it does kind of. I mean, for us, that's just what we've sort of started to embrace. But we're in an interesting period of time where over the next couple of weeks we could have some real serious temperature drops. We could also be thinking about the tropics. So we've got everything.
Got a lot
It's
of
truly
things.
the month of just about everything here as we get into November before things really quiet down. In the tropics. So let's take a look out towards Mayport and the St. Johns River, JFRD, getting a beautiful sunset there. A few ships going by, a little river commerce never stopping. And the ships that are sailing out into an active tropics for sure. We'll take a little bit bigger look at what's developing in the Bahamas over the next few days and what it can mean for our next work week. Current temperatures, if you got to go out one more time, a little puppy dog walk, just go grab something from the yard right quick. You are rather mild, mid-60s, and we've got some drier air, so a frontal system's passed. We do have some drier air up towards Waycross, Valdosta with the dew points in the 50s. That is drier air, but we out towards the beaches, of course, and here in Jacksonville, mid-60s, so still a bit on the humid side. Looking at the radar, the current picture is dry. We don't anticipate seeing anything in the way of rain coming through until we get later in tomorrow, and it's a very specific part of our first coast. So here's the frontal system, the kind of the synoptic outlook right now, the weather map as a whole. The front has dipped to our south, so that's allowing for a little bit of that dry air. We're seeing some rain kind of get its act together through Louisiana, going to be moving into the Panhandle. This is what would be Lisa, and now off towards the Windward and Leeward Islands, the next area of low pressure that's going to get into the Caribbean. And what happens with its future as we get into next work week. A lot of computer models have it coming over Hispaniola, maybe lingering around the Bahamas, and an area of low pressure developing off our coast that could be either, a big rain and wind maker, but adding to some beach erosion perhaps. The confidence in this becoming our next big name system is rather low at this point, but it is most definitely something that's going to be worth watching. In the meantime, let's get through our next week. So mention the showers, and as we get into our hump day, that really this Wednesday is going to be our next best chance of seeing a shower. If you really needed the rain, you needed some water on the grass, but for the most part, these things are going to be isolated. Clay County, south, so really it's pretty well defined. Now, we can't totally rule out a stray isolated shower in Duval, but south of Duval, so Clay, talking Green Cove Springs, you could see a bit of a shower, then dipping south through Putnam County as we get into Wednesday afternoon. By Thursday, things dry out just a bit. We could see some coastal showers, things along the beaches by Friday and Saturday, but extraordinarily brief and nothing that'll be any sort of wash up. So 81 degrees back for Wednesday. We're back up to the 80s again, so rather warm. A little cooler out of the beach, 78 degrees. We're going to have a constant theme of some northeast winds beginning to billow in as we end our work week as well. Those will be picking up at 5 to 15 and maybe even a little bit higher as we get towards our weekend. So for our Wednesday, 20% chance of a shower here for our hump day. We'll take those chances down for Thursday, Friday. Again, the 5% of chance of rain would be the 5% of everyone out towards the beaches and the immediate coast where we could see a shower. Up in those chances just a little bit for Saturday, but again, mostly isolated towards the beach. And we zip towards Election Day Tuesday. Notice we've really upped the chances of a shower storm. That is illustrative of what we could be watching coming out of the Caribbean.